love steals your heart. Then when you meet,
tra-la-la-la,
heaven's at your feet,
tra-la-la-la,
life is complete,
tra-la-la,
when love steals your heart.
You're such a child, Caroline. I sometimes wonder if it's fair to marry you till you're old enough to know your own mind.
I'm 19.
You've seen so little of the world and other men. What if you find later on you've made a mistake?
I shan't. You should hear what your tenants say of you, Ralph. Look how good you are to your poor relations. I can't imagine any other man putting up with Cousin Agatha and the twins bickering all day long.
You're the one who has to bear the brunt of that.
Nothing I do could repay all you did for me when I first came after Father died.
You were a forlorn little thing.
I was lonely and frightened. You understood so well.
I only wish all my investments paid such a handsome dividend. Look at the way you run my house.
I believe that's why you're marrying me. You're not in love with me, though.
Oh? I'm not the demonstrative sort, but I'm very, very fond of you.
That's because you're used to me. Because we agree about most things. But that's not love.
And I'm afraid I'll never be in love. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Well, please let me pass.
All in good time, Cousin Agatha.
No.
All in good time.
Don't behave like children, you silly old women.
Oh?
You heard what I said?
Well, not as old as you are. And if we'd a name like Simple, we'd change it.
Aunt darling, Mom. I told you not to tease Cousin Agatha.
Well, it's like this, Caroline.
There's a letter for you in the library.
Oh, we wanted to tell her.
She's coming. Barbara's coming to be my maid of honor.
Is she pretty?
Oh, pretty's too tame a word for her. She has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Green, like emeralds.
Cats have green eyes. I don't like cats.
Barbara's always been my dearest friend. We're more like sisters than cousins. Uncle Martin's a little dull, like most merchants in the city. And Aunt Beatrice is very straight-laced. Barbara was always one for excitement. When we were children, she made everything seem like an adventure.
She may have changed, you know. People do in 5 years.
Oh, you wait till you see her. She'll take your breath away. Carol! Barbara, darling! I can't believe it. Let me look at you. Oh, it's been ages since we met. You haven't changed. Not really. And your eyes are still green. Oh. Oh, Ralph. This is Barbara. Barbara, Ralph.
Charmed.
Charmed. Doesn't she take your breath away?
Well,
Oh, Caro, don't. You embarrass him. My happiness is complete. The two people I love most in the world. Come, Barbara, you must be exhausted after your journey. We'll see you at dinner.
When you're married, you can have everything you want. You can fill this house with amusing people. You can go to London and become a famous hostess.
Oh, I don't think Ralph would care for that.
Oh, a clever woman can make her husband do as she likes. But if a woman truly loves her husband, well, she'd rather do as he likes. Still the same self-sacrificing little ninny. You ought to have been sent to live with Aunt Beatrice and Uncle Martin. I ought to have come here. Fasten my bodice, will you?
Poor Barbara. Has it been so very dull for you?
Dull, respectable. Commonplace. I loathe it. All Aunt Beatty thinks about is what's going to happen to us when we're dead. If I can't live while I'm alive, I'll go mad. Oh, this is a lovely gown. So are all the others. Oh, I had them specially made to come here. Of course, Aunt Beatty disapproved, but I got round Uncle Martin. He even let me have dancing lessons. And he took me to the theater to see the play. The King was there with the Duchess of Portsmouth. Everybody stared at her. That's what I want. To be envied and admired. Oh, we'll have to find you a nice husband. Well, I'm afraid all the landowners around here are married, except for Ralph. No, not like that. Gracefully. Then I curtsy. You raise me up. And then we kiss.
We what?
All fashionable dances nowadays end with a kiss.
I fear I'll make no dancer.
Good morning. I expected to have the park to myself at this early hour.
I always visit the home farm before breakfast.
I didn't know.
Barbara, I wish you hadn't chosen Fleury. He's wild and dangerous.
I like danger.
I believe you do.
You're very serious. Would you rather ride alone?
Oh, no, indeed not. Forgive me, I was thinking.
Then I must be looking very plain.
You look lovely.
Barbara! Barbara!
Ralph. It's very beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
What are you sniveling about? It makes us think how different things might have been.
For us. You shouldn't put your veil on before the fatal day. I'm not superstitious.
Ralph's a lucky man.
I'm the lucky one.
You love him very much, don't you, my dear?
Yes. Very much. Caroline, I must speak to you. Alone.
Of course. You don't mind, do you?
I certainly do. But if we're not wanted...
Oh, can't we stay and hear what it's about?
We might as well be serving wenches or dressmakers. Come along, girls.
Oh, it's sure to be something exciting.
What is it, Barbara?
Oh.
What is it, darling? What's the matter?
I must go. I can't stay here.
Why? What's happened?
Don't ask me. I've got to go before it's too late. I mustn't ever see him again.
Him? Is it something to do with Ralph?
We couldn't help ourselves. It was something stronger than either of us.
Tell me what's happened.
Ralph and I love each other. We love each other.
He told you?
Yes. Yes, but he didn't have to tell me. I knew.
What am I going to do?
Oh, you don't have to worry. He'll marry you. We've agreed I must go away.
Ralph, are you in love with Barbara?
Caroline, my dear, well, I suppose I must be. I'm attracted by her. Dazzled by her.
You love her, Ralph. I think I've known it ever since she came here.
But if you felt that, then...
I tried to persuade myself it wasn't true, but... Well, now I can't pretend anymore.
God. tried to fight against it.
Well, some things, they just happen. No one can fight against them. You never pretended you were in love with me.
Caroline, please.
No, I with you. We were just fond of each other.
Just give me time to get over it. Everything will be all right. After the wedding, we'll go away for a while and...
Oh, forgive me. I should like to leave at once. If the coach could be ordered.
It isn't necessary. Ralph is free to marry the one he loves.
Caroline!
Caro, darling, as if I could accept such a sacrifice. Why, I'd rather break my own heart than...
No hearts are going to be broken. Ralph and I have never been in love.
But the wedding, everything's arranged.
It can still take place, but with a different bride.
Caroline, it's unthinkable.
Why?
Apart from your feelings, the scandal.
It'll be a scandal anyway. You may as well get it all over at once. As for my feelings, my vanity may be hurt. But what's that compared to what might have happened if we'd found out too late? I hope you'll make each other very, very happy.
Caroline, where are you going?
To pack? I'm the one who needs the coach now.
I'll go after her. Caro!
Yes?
You mustn't go away.
But I can't stay here now.
But think what Ralph's enemies will make of it. They'll say he broke your heart. Oh, if you've any feeling for him, even if it's only gratitude, you won't leave him now. He'll never live it down.
All right, I'll stay. Not only that, I'll be your maid of honor. That ought to stop all gossip.
Oh, thank you, Caro.
Oh, look how I'm dressed. Isn't it ridiculous? You can wear this too if you like.
Wear that. I wouldn't be buried in it.
Well, Barbara, this is a proud day for me.
Thank you, Uncle Martin.
Sir Ralph's a fine man. You must love him very much.
How could one fail to love a man as rich as he is?
That's no way to jest on your wedding day.
Our sense of humor always differed.
Barbara, I know how deeply you loved your mother. How cruel a blow it was when she was taken from you.
She was everything to me. The only person I've ever really cared for.
You may be sure she is watching you with happiness today. This is her brooch.
Let me see it.
It was her dying wish that I should give it to you on your wedding day.
It's beautiful. I'll never part with it. It means more to me than the Skelton diamonds, Marriott cells, anything.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony. An honorable estate instituted of God in the time of man's innocency, signifying unto us the mystical union that is between.
To your satisfaction.
Oh, come, my dear. Mustn't be jealous of our new sister-in-law. It's the privilege of every man to claim a dance and a kiss from the bride.
I need 100 pairs of feet and as many mouths to fulfill my obligations.
Perhaps you should ask Caroline to help you. After all, you two have shared so much.
Henrietta.
Oh, Ralph, you mustn't be angry with your sister. No woman can bear it if her husband finds another more attractive. Can she, Henrietta?
Lady Skelton, would you do me the honor?
Oh, forgive me, but...
But?
But of course. are you?
Man who would have married you, had we met yesterday.
You're very bold, sir.
You were the most exciting woman I've ever met. I fell in love with you in the church as you were being led to the altar with another man.
Jesting is in bad taste.
It's no jest, but for the rest of my life, I shall find no other woman who can stir my pulse or tear at my heartstrings as you.
I believe you mean what you say.
Look at Barbara. It's high time she was prepared for the marriage bed.
But-
You and the bridesmaids must take her upstairs.
Must I? Couldn't they manage without me?
No, child. You're the maid of honor. Don't let them guess now.
It's time to go.
To the bridal chamber.
It's your bedtime.
I don't want to go to bed. I want to go on dancing and enjoy myself.
You don't have to dance to enjoy yourself.
Oh, the bridal chamber. Mars!
Oh, Barbara, don't you feel terrified?
Oh, just look at that bed. Oh, the very blankets, ain't you a satin?
They don't look very warm. I'll warrant Barbara won't feel the cold tonight.
Are you ready for the fray, you lucky hound? Don't be bashful, knock.
Go on, say it, Caroline. Your bride awaits you.
Oh, a very handsome man was Lord Rashleigh. Buried in the West Indies. Married to a cousin on my father's side. A lovely creature. And when I say cousin, I don't exactly mean...
It's the east wind. Always brings on the Skelton cough.
Well, as I was saying, she wasn't exactly my cousin. My father and her stepmother were cousins once removed.
I've been working it out. She's no relation at all.
What do you mean? Of course she's my cousin.
She was your father's stepmother's cousin. Once removed.
If she was a dozen times removed, she's still my cousin. Barbara, I appeal to you.
Leave us.
Yes, my lady.
Those stupid old hens, they're driving me insane. There's no end to their dreary bickering.
You've too much time on your hands. Why, if you took over the housekeeping...
Oh, Carol, darling, don't start that again.
But I must. You asked me to stay until you got used to it. That was more than 6 months ago.
I couldn't do it.
I haven't even tried.
Well, I can't swim, but I know it without jumping in the river. Well, Hogarth, what do you want?
I came to fetch a coat for the footman Thomas, my lady. Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with a change of raiment. Zechariah chapter 3, verse 4.
Spare the quotation for your servant's Bible class, Hogarth.
Very well, my lady.
Oh, Hogarth,
My lady?
I want the key to the room at the end of the south wing.
But, my lady, that room hasn't been used since we discovered the secret passage leading to the park. It was last occupied by Sir Ralph's uncle, old...
I didn't
Somer-
ask for a history of Marriott Sells, Hogarth, but for a key.
Very good, my lady.
Thank you. Come, Caroline.
Barbara, what on earth...
Now, don't you try and thwart me, too.
Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, all is vanity. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 2.
Or is it 3?
I don't like this room. It's cold, clammy. Oh, it'll be all right when it's been cleaned and aired. Have it done for me, Caro, so that I can move in soon.
I'm sure Ralph won't want to.
Well, that's the idea. Don't look so shocked. It's quite fashionable nowadays for husbands and wives to have separate rooms.
Ralph isn't a fashionable person.
More's the pity. He might take me to London and give me a good time.
But he did take you on your honeymoon.
For a whole week. To stay with Kingsclear and that patronizing fool of a wife of his, Henrietta. I want to live in the fashionable world. I want to be admired and talked about. I've got brains and looks and personality. I want to use them instead of rotting in this dull hole.
Dull? With Ralph?
Oh, come, my sweet. Even you must admit he isn't exactly exciting.
But if you're in love with someone... Barbara, you are still in love with Ralph, aren't you?
Yes, of course, silly. But one can't spend all one's time billing and cooing. Let's change the subject. What about the secret passage? Where is it? There. Oh, why wasn't I told about this before? Come on, let's explore.
Oh, I haven't got time. You better have it boarded up. You might get unwelcome visitors.
Wouldn't it be useful if I had a lover? Oh, now I have shocked you. I was only teasing.
I never know when you're joking. I've got to get the Kingsclear's room ready.
Oh, always the Kingsclear's. He's a bore, and I hate Henrietta.
Barbara, why?
I'll never forgive her for the things she said at my wedding. Henrietta, how lovely to see you again.
Thank you, my dear. But, Ralph, you've taken away her sparkle. It's hard to believe that 6 months could have changed you so much. But I used to quite envy you. You used to look so young and lovely.
Oh, is it only 6 months? Then it must be the journey that's tired you out. Traveling makes one look so bedraggled.
Henrietta, what's the latest from London?
It's been a brilliant season, really exciting. Never an evening at home.
Oh, poor Henrietta. No wonder you look so worn.
Don't worry about me, darling. I think I'd rather look worn than dull.
There's a new card game called Ombre sweeping the town. The King's taken it up.
It's a change from Find the Lady. But I don't suppose you've ever heard of it down here.
Oh, on the contrary, I play it regularly.
But
In that case, we must test your skill.
It may cost you more than you care to lose.
For a regular player, you play a very irregular game.
Fortune hasn't smiled on me yet.
No, I should say her expression's definitely a leer.
why don't you stop, Barbara? Your luck may change tomorrow.
Tomorrow you leave. At least give me the chance to recover.
Well, certainly, darling. After all, it's only midnight. In London, that's when we begin to wake up.
Well, I'm no Londoner. I'm for bed.
There's no need to wait for me tonight.
I hadn't forgotten. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
My dear, why do you two sleep apart?
Perhaps because in one's own room, it's easier to mind one's own business. Your play, I think.
Oh, Ralph, I forgot these things are Barbara's.
Oh, yes. Of course.
I hear it's quite the fashionable thing for husbands and wives to have separate rooms.
Indeed.
Ralph, wouldn't it be a good idea if you took a house in London and did some entertaining?
Good? For whom?
Well, it is rather dull to bury yourself in the country all the year, and Barbara'd make a wonderful hostess.
No, Caroline. What do you suppose would happen here if I were away? Neglect and injustice, all the things I've been striving for, swept aside. Good night, Caroline.
Good night.
Had enough, my dear? Or would you like to stake your wedding ring, too?
Oh.
Don't look so guilty, Kingsclear. Barbara knew we were seasoned gamesters.
Yes, my dear, but can't help thinking old Ralph won't like it.
Well, you'll thank us if it teaches Barbara to be content with housekeeping and other wifely pursuits.
I'll play you for this against everything you've won.
Haven't you learned your lesson yet?
Mustn't do it, Hetty. Not fair.
How many games shall we play?
I'll stake it on a single turn of the cards.
Cut.
Queen.
King. Quite pretty, isn't it? I shall wear it next time I go to court. Your mother's, wasn't it? Thank heavens I can lie abed tomorrow after you leave for town.
Glad to see the back of me, eh? Women are all the same once you're married to them.
You must console yourself in her absence. I hope, dear Henrietta, you'll stay over the week and give him a fair field.
How sweet of you, my dear. But I'm afraid I have a supper party on Friday night, so I must tear myself away by sunset. Still, I shall console myself by wearing your ruby. It'll go perfectly with my new gown.
Look out some highwayman fella doesn't steal it from you. They say the notorious Captain Jackson rides in these parts.
Captain Jackson? Who knows? It might be worth the loss of a trinket to meet so bold and handsome a robber. Especially a trinket so easily won.
Good night.
This is her brooch. It was her dying wish that I should give it to you on your wedding day.
I'll never part with it. It means more to me than the Skelton diamonds. Marriott sells anything.
Still, I shall console myself by wearing your ruby.
Look out some highwayman fella doesn't steal it from you.
Why not?
She's coming, Flurry. She's coming. Now, Henrietta.
Fools! One move and I shoot to kill. Oh, good sir, have pity on a defenseless woman.
Your jewels.
Mr. Jackson.
Quickly.
Oh, but Miss Jackson, Captain Jackson, I haven't a jewel with me. Oh, I've heard how gallant you are with ladies. If a kiss would satisfy your kiss or anything, I'd... Oh, but Mr. Jackson, please.
Thanks for the jewels and the offer.
After him, shoot the scoundrel. Oh, my jewels, my jewels, my... Open up! Highwayman! My brooch, my rings, all of them gone. It's a ghastly experience. I shall never recover from it, never. Oh, I feel quite faint.
Drink this brandy.
No, to choke me.
I thought you'd manage.
Henrietta, calm yourself and tell us what happened.
What is all this commotion? Henrietta! Why do you come back? She's been robbed by a highwayman.
Captain Jackson himself.
He didn't take my ruby brooch.
He did my rings, almost everything.
Henrietta, you fool. Why did you wear it? You were warned.
It's no use upsetting yourself, Barbara. Are you sure it was the Captain Jackson?
Oh, quite. I recognized him at once.
Is he very dashing? Romantic-looking and handsome?
Extremely handsome.
How do you know? Surely he wore a mask.
Only a very little one.
Did he make any ungentlemanly advances?
He wants to know if he kissed you.
Worse.
Worse?
What happened?
I slapped his face.
Slapped his face?
I said, you may take my jewels, but by honor no man shall tarnish.
What did he do?
Took my jewels.
And left your honor. How fortunate.
Yes, wasn't it? When I was telling him how disgraceful his behavior was, he kissed me.
Kissed you? From his horse?
You see,
The horse, like the mask, was probably a very little one.
Barbara, you trying to make a fool of me?
Well, of course not, Henrietta. There's no need.
This man must be found and brought to justice.
That may not be so easy. I should think he's very clever.
I don't think it's clever to hide in the darkness and spring on any defenseless traveler.
Who may, of course, be armed.
The highwayman always has the advantage of surprise. And the pistol in his hand gives him mastery.
Nevertheless, he must have great courage and determination. And think of the exhilaration, the excitement and the danger. Once a man has taken to the road, everything else must seem tame and insipid. I don't see how he could ever give it up.
Hold! Hold your hands above your heads. One move and I shoot. Out into the road, all of you, and bring your valuables with you.
Get down. Both of you. What's the matter? Got highwayman's cramp?
Come on, hurry up. Get into line.
You'll hang for this, you scoundrel.
This watch will make sure I'm not late for the execution.
Oh, please don't take my rings. They've been in my family for the past century.
They'll be in mine for the next.
I assure you, sir, I'm as poor as a church mouse.
Finished?
Yes.
Hey, my coat!
After me.
Now perhaps you'll tell me who gave you leave to trespass on Jerry Jackson's preserves. By my stars. So it's a skirt we have in the cellar.
You very nearly had a corpse. Do you always take women by the throat?
No, I just take them.
The gallant Captain Jackson.
So you've heard of me, eh? Well, remember, that stretch of road between Fenny Stratford and Heatherweald is sacred to the said Captain Jackson. Those who poach there do so at their peril.
I shan't forget your warning,
Good.
though I may ignore it.
I like your spirit, my pretty lamb. You may poach from Land's End to John O'Groats if you like.
Thank you.
I thought myself in luck tonight, I can tell you. Nothing to do but sit back and watch while you collected the goldfinches for me.
For us.
Well, that depends. This isn't a matter that can be settled quickly or with dry throats. I know an inn near here where the hostess is the best cook in Buckinghamshire. Will you do me the favor of supping with me?
What have I got to lose?
That is a matter for conjecture. Betsy?
Oh, Captain Jackson, you're welcome. And you too, sir.
Can you give us a bite of supper in the parlor? I told my friend there are two things you do better than most women. One of them is cooking.
Oh, shame on you, Captain, in front of a stranger, too.
After you, sir. All right, George, I help myself.
Very good, sir.
Seem to be enjoying themselves. Who are they?
That's Jim Miller and some of his cronies. They had a big picking on the Portsmouth Road 2 nights ago. They've been celebrating ever since.
This, then, is a haunt of the Brotherhood.
Only the best of them, my dear.
I'm honored.
Mistress Betsy says, sir, there'll be stewed carp, pigeon pie, a dish of neats, tongues and cheese.
Tell her not to serve till she's called. My friend and I don't want to be disturbed while we talk.
Very good, sir.
May I?
You're still wearing your mask, Captain Jackson.
At your service, madam.
You remind me of a man I knew.
A lover?
We met but once, and the moment was not propitious.
Now for your share of the bargain. It's a damn shame to cover up so much beauty.
There's more lasting beauty in my pockets. Wouldn't you rather see that?
I'm more interested in you at the moment. Who are you?
Does it matter what I'm called? Priscilla, Dorothy, Barbara, take your choice.
Barbara, that suits you best. Married, eh? Your husband ought to know his business better than to drive you to find your pleasure on the highway. Or is it money you're after?
No. Although I confess there wouldn't be much pleasure without it.
You're right. If I'm to dance from a rope at Tyburn in the end, I must have my pockets full of guineas meanwhile. I can teach you better ways of avoiding boredom than trotting the highways.
Not so fast, Captain Jackson. I've not deceived my husband yet.
Then it's time you began. The careless fool deserves all he gets.
One moment. What of the jewels and the money?
Keep 'em. I can be generous if you can.
I like to drive a hard bargain.
So do I.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, surely our object is to debate ways of trapping the highwayman.
Debating's no good for highwaymen. I say hang the lot.
First, catch your highwayman. It seems his first appearance dates back to the night my sister's coach was held up on the Fenny Stratford Road.
That was 5 months ago, and he's still at large.
It's outrageous.
I'm still convinced it's Jackson's work.
No. Within an hour of my sister being robbed, Jackson was holding up the York coach over 200 miles away.
The ladies say the gallant captain always travels fast.
This is no laughing matter. You're to blame for the whole thing.
I am?
Aye. By your leniency on the bench, you encourage lawbreakers.
And cuss it. And spoil your tenants, too. Make 'em lazy and eager for more privileges.
I'm sick of having your name hurled at me every time one of them wants his house thatched or some of this newfangled glass put in his windows.
Can't you get it into your heads that these people are human beings like you and me? I wish I had some of you before me on the bench. I'd make you sting for your treatment of your tenants. As for my so-called leniency, it's my duty to administer justice. And I don't think it just to send some poor devil to the gallows for a trifling theft committed through sheer want.
You'd rather betray your own class.
And encourage scoundrels like this highwayman.
Just a moment. When it comes to violence against defenseless people, no one has found me lenient yet, nor will they. Help me to lay this highwayman by the heels, and I promise you, whoever he is, he'll hang.
Come in.
Morning, Barbara.
Oh, it's you.
I gave orders I wasn't to be disturbed. You have to get up sometime. Past 12 o'clock. I want to speak to you about Ralph.
Not first thing in the morning, please.
There's a meeting downstairs about the highwaymen.
What about them?
They're blaming Ralph.
Ralph? Why?
For being too lenient on the bench.
Oh. Well, what am I supposed to do about it?
Barbara, he needs your help and understanding if you took a little interest in his work. What's happened between you and Ralph?
Happened? Nothing. That's just the trouble. I'm sick to death of entertaining his dreary guests, of listening to their endless discussions on the quarter sessions, poachers, tenants, crops. I'm sick of hearing the same family prayers morning after morning, of sitting in the Skelton pew every Sunday of the year. Most of all, I'm sick of Ralph.
You mean you don't love him anymore?
I never have.
You never have? But you took him from me.
I never could resist anything that belonged to somebody else. I thought it would be amusing to be Lady Skelton, to have money, jewels, lead a gay, exciting life. But all Ralph thinks about is his duty. I hate him for it.
And you pretended to love him. You knew how I loved him, yet you took him from me. You let me humiliate myself at your wedding. You persuaded me to stay here when every instinct urged me to go away.
I'm getting a little tired of having you remind me of mistakes I'd sooner forget. I once begged you to stay. Now I'm telling you to go.
And leave Ralph to your tender mercies? No.
Do you think I'm going to have you here making love to my...
You fool!
To do that to me. Who is it?
Ralph.
One moment. Come in.
Well, they've gone.
Were they difficult?
Not more than usual.
What about the highwaymen?
We've arranged road patrols. We hope to catch them unawares.
Indeed. You must tell me all about it later. Is that what you mean by taking an interest in my husband's affairs?
I must go.
Well, Ralph, to what do I owe this early call?
Barbara, I'm worried about you. This lying in bed half the day.
Well, why should you worry, since I'm always unaccompanied?
I've noticed a strange restlessness in you lately. You've not been yourself.
What is myself?
I don't really know. Barbara, I'm afraid I've been selfish. I think it would do us both good to go to London for a change.
No, thank you, Ralph. I don't want to go.
But you complain so often about being buried in the country.
Well, I've changed my mind. There's an interest and excitement in the country of which I never dreamed.
Oh, you devil, to take my rings!
Now the earrings.
No! No! Ah!
I'll never forget your generosity. That's all I'll take from you.
I'll do more. I'll make her a gift.
Somebody's coming. Quick, back to your horse.
Why did you shoot that horse? I'd rather kill a man any day.
You won't when you've been as near to wearing a tie on tippet as I have.
But highway robbery's a hanging matter anyhow.
You've a fairer chance of buying an acquittal if you're not a killer. As for horses, no one's fonder of a prancer than I am, but your first aim is to avoid pursuit.
Yes, you're right. There's still much you can teach me of the road.
It's not of the road that I want to teach you tonight. Let's go to the inn.
On our land for 140 years. I don't ask much from him, but I demand courtesy to my tenants and friends.
It seems only yesterday, but in fact it's almost a year, since we were here celebrating our young friend's wedding.
Ah, that's right. They didn't waste no time, did he, lad?
I know it was a disappointment to my friend Tom Cottrell here when young Ned decided to forsake farming for a more exciting life. But now there's another Cottrell to carry on the old tradition.
Ah, we're more to follow, never fear.
And so I ask you to drink to the health and happiness of this newest member of a grand old English family. To the future farmer Cottrell.
Hey,
oh, yes, the young man.
Have no drink, my lady.
Thank you. What is this new and exciting life of yours, Ned?
And with a coaching company, my lady. A guard.
Are you indeed? That must be very interesting.
Aye, and responsible, too.
I hope you guard your passengers well.
Oh, we don't bother with no passengers, my lady. I'm on the baggage coach. We take valuables, not human souls.
I see. Do you sometimes guard really precious freight?
Aye, I do that. Gold and bullion and all.
That sounds most exciting. When do you do your next important journey?
Well, lady, I'm not supposed to say like. But it's all right telling you. Thursday, gold for a London bank.
Gallant and gay, love steals your heart. Then when you meet, hands at your feet, life is complete. When love steals your heart.
Where's Barbara?
Gone to bed with one of her headaches.
Caroline.
Yes?
Oh, nothing.
Sad sing the dawn. Where is your love? He's gone with
Caroline, why are you crying?
I can't bear to see you so unhappy.
I don't deserve happiness after what I did to you.
You couldn't help it.
A man can help doing what he knows to be wrong.
But it wasn't wrong for you to marry the woman you loved. It would have been if you hadn't. To yourself, to her, to me.
I don't love Barbara. I know now I never did.
But then why...
How can one explain a moment of madness? Why I could ever have believed that I loved her? Or that I didn't love you?
But Rolf...
I realized it when it was too late. I've gone on realizing it. I love you, Caroline.
You mean you're fond of me?
No, I love you. I long to hold you in my arms, to have you with me, always.
Oh, I've lived all my life for this moment.
Say that again. Look at me and say it again.
I've lived all my life for this moment.
You love me, too.
Ever since I can remember.
Then, why did you make it so easy for me to marry Barbara?
Because I love you.
You make me feel ashamed.
No, Ralph.
If you're thinking of Barbara's feelings,
She has no feelings.
then why...
I'm thinking of us. We're not made for deceit and intrigue.
I'll get a divorce.
Perhaps one day that may be easier. But you know how impossible it is now.
I'll apply to the ecclesiastical courts.
And get a private bill passed by both houses of Parliament and the Royal Assent. No, Ralph. You're blamed for so much as it is. Think what your enemies would make of a real scandal.
We're entitled to fight for our happiness.
The things you stand for are more important than us. We must part.
Caroline, no.
We must. Now we know we love each other.
Where will you go?
Uncle Martin in London. Good night, Ralph. Goodbye. No, my darling, please. Please don't make our parting more difficult.
Aren't you ever satisfied?
Frequently, my sweet, but never frequently enough.
One can have a surfeit, even of passion.
When I'm with you, it's like enjoying a meal prepared by the gods. I eat and I eat until I can't face another morsel.
And then?
Then I look at you again, and before I know it, I'm clamoring for another helping. It isn't every highwayman who has a lady of quality for his doxy.
Doxy, indeed. You're content with the arrangement?
Content gives me a partner on the road and an armful of hungry passion for my leisure hours. Yes, I'm content.
You never long for other armfuls?
You're the only one I want, thank you.
Keep to that. If you ever deceive me, you'll find me a dangerous enemy.
I sometimes think you're a dangerous partner.
Why?
This plan of yours to hold up the gold coach, I don't like it.
Oh.
The odds are against us. You know the double the night guards on those coaches?
Oh, that makes it doubly exciting. To filch the gold from under their very noses, it's a job worthy of our skill.
I'm not one of your storybook highwaymen. I don't boast that the more dangerous the task, the better I like it. Life's too sweet.
You're afraid.
We'll come to the gibbet soon enough. Don't let's race for it.
If you won't do it, I will.
Alone?
Yes.
I believe you would too, you green-eyed devil.
Soy Oxen says, the pussy has drunk baby's milk. And what do you think the little fella did? I'm no hand at riddles.
He sat up in his cradle and lammed his bottle straight at the cat.
Reach for your guns and your dead men. Keep your hands up. Back to back.
Come on, jump. Hands! Over with the others.
Drop your hands, all of you.
You boys look very pretty. Now, if you'll excuse me. That's as much as we can carry.
Oh, just one more.
I've heard you say that in other circumstances.
Hurt you. I aimed at the horse,
Oh, boy. My lady. My lady.
Ned. Ned.
Is he dead?
Yes.
I told you to shoot the horse.
Well, we've got the gold, haven't we?
Yes, but...
It's worth killing a man for, isn't it?
Murder and gold robbery near Waterbrook Farm in the parish of Maidenworthy was committed by 2 men. Robbery on the highway to the value of £1,130. Likewise, the said robbers murdered Edward Cotterill, one of the guards. Whoever shall deliver the said felons to Sir Ralph Skelton, of Marryat Cells, Maidenworthy, in the county of Buckinghamshire, shall have their charges and £30 reward, with a further £20 to be paid on conviction of the robber who committed the murder. So I'm valued at £20 more than Jackson.
No wonder he's furious. Who is it? Oh, Hogarth. Well, what do you want?
Is this your handkerchief, my lady?
It looks like it. Why?
I found it near the spot where poor Ned Cotterill was murdered.
Well, one of the maids must have stolen it. I won't tolerate dishonest servants.
May the Lord have mercy on your unclean soul.
Hogarth, how dare you!
There I was, kneeling before my Maker, praying for the dear departed, when my eye fell on this blood-stained trifle.
Blood-stained?
My soul was tortured with a terrible suspicion, so I turned to the Lord for counsel. He told me to observe your movements, and I did.
You spied on me?
Never was a woman more subtle in craft. But the Lord cannot be deceived, and first one thing and then another was revealed to me.
What do you mean?
I've seen you going to that den of iniquity, the Leaping Stag Inn. Seen you by the lakeside with your highwayman lover.
Hogarth!
God cleanse my soul. I've watched you riding forth together on your evil errands, witnessed your return with your ill-gotten gains entering by the secret passage leading to your room.
my own beloved master's wife, a murderess, an adulteress, and a thief.
You're suffering from delusions. You don't know what you're saying.
My lady, I've wrestled with my conscience, asking myself whether it was my duty to hand you to justice, or whether I should consider the noble family whose name you bear, hoping that under heaven's providence I might be the means of calling you to repentance, and so save your sin-sick soul from the eternal fire.
What have you decided, Hogarth? What have you decided?
Alas, that you're too far sunk in evil and perfidy, beyond the scope of my poor efforts to reform.
This highwayman has me in his power. He's forced me to rob, to deceive my husband. He swears that if I break away, he'll wash his hands in my blood, as he did with poor Ned Cotterell.
You had no hand in that most foul crime?
No, no. I may have been weak and wicked, but not that. Hogarth, I know true goodness when I see it. You are good and strong. You alone can save me. Help me, Hogarth. Help me to save my soul.
Poor wretched sinner. My heart swells with pride that the Lord should entrust his humble servant with such a mission.
I knew you were truly good.
I must save your soul from eternal damnation. Rise to your feet, my lady.
The hard ground is good enough for me.
You promise to lead a pure and blameless life?
With all my heart.
And never to communicate with that evil highwayman again?
Never, never.
Then no other living soul shall ever know your shameful secret.
You swear it, Hogarth, by the Bible?
Your secret shall go with me to the grave.
May direct and rule our hearts, and that we may continue his faithful servants this day and unto our life's end. O God, by whom the whole world is governed and preserved, we give to thee humble thanks for thy fatherly care over us, beseeching thee to make us truly sensible of thy mercies and thankful for them. Give us grace that we may walk as in thy sight, making a conscience of our way and fearing.
This column has the household items. And here's the list of servants' wages, the outdoor staff.
No more today, good Hogarth. My mind is too full of other things. Sometimes I doubt if heaven will ever forgive me.
There shall be more joy in heaven over one sinner that repenteth than over 99 that are pure.
You comfort me, Hogarth. What should I do without you? Let me give you some of my homemade fruit cordial. I should like your opinion of the flavor.
Thank you, my lady. Excellent, my lady. Just like Mistress Caroline used to make.
It's practically the same recipe.
Has there been any news of her since she went to London?
Not that I know of.
I'm told the city's in the grip of a great frost. People skating on the River Thames. Skating and sinning, no doubt.
Yes, Hogarth. Sinning and skating.
I think I'm improving. I'd like to try it by myself.
Be careful to fall on a soft spot.
I intend to stay on my feet. Thank you. It was lucky you were here.
Very lucky for me. Are you all right, Caroline?
It's quite all right. This gentleman...
Why, hello, Loxby.
How are you, sir?
Well, this is an undersized world. My dear, may I present Mr. Kit Loxby, my niece, Mistress Caroline.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I think we can assume we've met.
My dear, perhaps I'd better take you home.
Oh, no, please, sir. The Thames isn't frozen every day. Oh, you'd like to stay, wouldn't you?
Well, I...
Do, my dear. Young Loxby will take better care of you than ever I can on these confounded things.
I'll do my best, then.
When you bring her home, I'll have something warm to cheer you up.
Speaking for myself, I'm in excellent spirits.
Cheeky young devil. No time.
I remember. Married Cells. That's where I saw you.
Did you?
Skelton's wedding. You were one of the bridesmaids.
Yes.
She's very lovely, isn't she? Lady Skelton, I mean.
Yes. Very.
I've an orange grove in fair to you. It's all for you. Just say you will. Ah, Lolita, you're my friend. And tell me quickly, then and there.
How did you happen to be at the wedding? Are you a friend of Sir Ralph's?
No, I came out to look at some cottages he wanted rebuilt for the tenants.
Chestnuts, Spanish chestnuts, lovely are chestnuts. Oh, buy some for the pretty lady. They'll warm the cockles of her heart, if it needs warming.
Oh, yes, I remember. Ralph told me. You must be the young architect who left so suddenly after the wedding.
Yes, something happened. I had to change my plans.
Buy an orange for the lovely ladies, sir. They're fresh and sweet.
Like the lady.
Roll up in your thousands to witness the greatest cockfight of the century. There's not an Englishman or woman who admits this man was spectacle.
You interested?
Here we have the greatest...
No, I hate cruelty.
It's unusual in a woman.
Well, my character is influenced by an unusually gentle man.
Roll up in your thousands and see the greatest cockfight of the century. There's no Englishman or woman. And again, here's your arm. Then when you reach heaven at your feet,
How about I cut off the joint?
No, thank you. Please take me home.
Does the singing make you think of the unusually gentle man? Makes me think of someone, too. You know, I think we're going to get along rather well. We're both sighing for the moon.
Gray skies above, tra-la-la-la, Sam sings your love, tra-la-la-la. Where is your love, tra-la-la, he's gone with your heart.
You're a very refreshing person to be with.
So are you. Life's been gay since we met.
Has it?
You've taken me to the playhouse, skating on the river, a drive to Chelsea Village, a birdcage walk, and so many other places I've always wanted to see.
You've enjoyed being with me?
Oh, yes, Kit, very much.
Caroline, will you marry me?
Oh, Kit. Kit, I don't know what to say. I'm in love with someone else, I told you.
Well, I told you the same thing.
Well,
the
then...
point is they're both unobtainable. You can't go on chasing shadows forever. Oh, damn.
Is it all settled?
Not quite, sir.
Oh, well, keep at it, my boy. I've got a letter for you. It's marked urgent, so I came along to find you.
Oh, forgive me.
Anything wrong, my dear?
Oh, Garfield. Barbara's looking after him. The house is in chaos. Ralph's asked me to come back and help.
Couldn't those old women do it between them?
Oh, they have. That's why it's in chaos. Oh, poor Hogarth. He's such a dear old man.
Thank you, my lady. You're like Dorcas and the ministering women of the scriptures.
Try to sleep a little.
If I'm going to meet my Maker, I want to be prepared. What did the physician say, my lady?
He doesn't quite know what ails you. None of us do. But with careful nursing, he hopes to have you out of bed within a month.
No man could have a better nurse than you, my lady. Yes, real goodness in you, for all your mistakes.
Now, try to sleep.
The Lord said unto them, Why sleep ye? Rise and pray, lest ye enter temptation.
I say sleep, Hogarth. Sleep.
Sure, I should have something else.
Skelton's coat. Lady Skelton herself.
Oh, all the ladies of quality patronize Mrs. Muntz. Good morning, my lady. And
Pray, what can I show your ladyship? I have the sweetest collection of lace pinners from Paris.
Pray serve your other customers, Mrs. Muntz.
Oh, as your ladyship wishes.
Good morning, Lady Skelton.
How is Sir Ralph? Quite well, I thank you. And dear Mistress Caroline? In London. Only on a visit, of course. For good, I fear.
Now, can I interest your ladyship in my collection of scented gloves? A very nice range of colours.
I didn't come here to buy gloves, Mrs. Price.
Come in here. Not that name, milady. I told you so before.
Price was the name Captain Jackson used when he gave me details of your criminal career.
What do you want?
The poison you gave me was not enough. I must have a further supply. And this time, there must be no doubt.
Sent for me to look after the house while you're nursing Hogarth.
Oh, I see.
If you'd like me to sit up with him while you get some rest.
No, thank you. Please leave Hogarth entirely to me.
My lady, my lady.
What is it, Hogarth?
I was afraid you wouldn't come in time. I'm going, my lady. I'm going.
Drink this. You'll feel better.
I'm not afraid to meet my maker. It's you I'm troubled about. What will you do without my spiritual guidance?
I don't know, Hogarth. Drink this and get well.
I fear you're not strong enough to bear the burden alone. Let me tell Sir Ralph, my lady, he's a good man. He'll help you when I'm gone.
No, Hogarth. You'll tell no one.
God in heaven.
What is it, Hogarth?
I know. I know. Help, Sir Ralph.
Fetch Sir Ralph.
Yes, Mistress Caroline. Quiet, quiet. Good, Hogarth. You must be quiet.
Sir Ralph, quick. I must tell.
He's coming.
He's wandering in his mind. He can talk to Ralph when he's rested.
He's dying. Anybody can see that.
Caroline, what is it?
Oh, Ralph. Quickly. Hogarth needs you. He's dying.
You should have left him to me.
Oh, to us. Be quiet.
He's done it. In the city.
What did he say?
He's so weak I can't hear.
Well, let me talk to him. I'm used to his voice. Keep them back, Ralph. He needs quiet.
Her ladyship is worn out nursing poor old Hogarth. What she needs is complete rest.
Caroline will stay with you.
Yes, I will.
No, please. You've all been so good to me, but I think I could sleep now if you left me alone.
We'll go at once. Good night, Barbara. I deeply appreciate all you did for Hogarth.
I wish I could have done more.
Complete rest. The old fool. If he only knew what it feels like to be free again. Is Captain Jackson here?
Oh, yes, he's here, in his usual room. And I wager he's in bed.
Won't you be surprised to see me?
Yes, he'll be surprised.
Oh,
Barbara, where have you been all these months? I've missed you. I never thought you'd come tonight.
Obviously.
Oh, her, she's nothing to me. She's just a wench I brought down to pass the time till you came back.
Here. You look very well together. I warned you if ever you deceived me, you'd be sorry. You'll find this wench, cheap though she looks, will cost you dear.
Barbara!
Farewell till our next merry meeting.
hey, what's that dogsy doing
Get
here?
out.
If you would catch the notorious highwayman, Jerry Jackson, he's harbored tonight at the Leaping Stag Inn.
Some more beer, Ralph.
Thank you, Henrietta.
Another chop, Barbara?
No.
You're making a very poor breakfast, my dear. I don't think our London air can agree with you.
My London air, too. Don't forget I was born and bred here.
Bread? Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
This fellow Jackson can't complain of his notoriety. The Gazette calls him the most popular gallows bird in the last 20 years. He's very lucky with the weather. Must be depressing to be hanged on a damp day. I see they give you all the credit for his capture, Ralph.
They're wrong. Most of it should go to the accomplice who betrayed him.
Now, wager he's shaking in his shoes till the hanging's over.
Why should he? Jackson didn't betray him at the trial.
Probably saving it up for his dying confession. They all like to make a show on the gallows.
I wonder if the accomplice will be there in the crowd.
You bet your life on it. Couldn't keep away.
I do wish I could be there. I wonder if I dare put off my fitting for my new gown. No, I haven't got a thing to wear for the court ball. What a nuisance. You go, then you can tell me all about it.
Sorry, got to see a man about a horse.
You then, Ralph.
I'm afraid I don't share the popular view of hanging as a form of entertainment.
What about you, Barbara? Wouldn't you adore to see him dangling and hear his last-minute confession? You've gone as white as a sheet. Don't you feel well?
No, it's just one of my headaches. I think I'll take the air, if you'll have my carriage ordered.
Sure you wouldn't like me to accompany you?
Quite sure, thank you.
I've told James to keep well away from Tyburn.
Good morning, Ralph.
Why, Caroline, how are you?
Oh, I'm very well. I heard you were both in town. Good morning, Barbara. Where are you off to so early?
Oh, just to take the air.
May I come with you?
No, really. You stay and entertain Ralph.
Oh, but it's you I came to see. Goodbye, Ralph.
Goodbye.
Why did you force yourself on me?
Barbara, I must talk to you. The last time we discussed Ralph...
When you attacked me.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was angry at what you said about him and me.
I don't know why I said it. I didn't and still don't care what you do together.
Oh, that isn't true. You were in love with Ralph and could be again, I'm sure of it. I realize my staying on after the marriage was an awful mistake. It wasn't fair to either of you.
Why go over the dreary past?
But it isn't the past I'm thinking of. It's now and the future. Oh, I do so want you and Ralph to be happy together.
Suppose you stop interfering in our lives.
I'm going to. You see, Barbara, I'm going to be married.
Am I supposed to dance with glee?
No, I just wanted you to know. I thought it might help you, both.
James,
Milady?
turn the horses towards Tyburn.
But, milady, the master's orders were to...
My orders are turn the horses towards Tyburn and get there in time for the hanging.
Yes, the reward of a reckless life, that's what it is. You are my copy, my wonderful little baby, a lovely
Did you come here? I've never seen an execution. It'll be a new sensation.
I don't want to see it.
It'll be your turn next. Goodbye. Cheer up. Enjoy yourself like the rest of them.
Good luck, Jerry!
Hello, Norma! Ha! Thank you! Goodbye!
Can't wear two of these. Who wants a nice cravat? Mind you boys don't fall down and hurt yourself.
We're safer than what you are.
My friends! My friends! I don't care whether you're for me or against me. All that matters is that you've come here in your thousands to give me a grand send-off. To the lovely ladies, I say don't waste your love, your caresses, your tears on villains like me. Save them for someone who's worth it, a faithful, honest man. If you can find one. To the men I say, never put your faith in a woman, for however much you may think she loves you, like as not she'll betray you in the end. In my short and merry life, I've loved them all, but I've only once made the fatal mistake of trusting one of them. That's why I'm here now. For believe me, only a woman's hand would have put a halter round the neck of lucky Jerry Jackson.
May God bless all my friends!
And may my enemies be hanged, as I am.
Excuse me, madam. That unfortunate highwayman, struggling for dear life there, asked me to give you this letter.
Well, my bold, bad Barbara, so you're afraid of me at last. You needn't be. We had some good sport together. And Jerry Jackson's not the man to whine now the reckoning has to be paid. You'll have to pay yours too, never fear. In the meantime, if you feel you owe me some kindness, give a share of our earnings to the girl by my coffin. She was with me that night at the inn. She was my doxy before I ever met you, and she's stood by me ever since. Farewell, then, my lovely Barbara. Till our next merry meeting.
Oh, it seems he thought I had a kind face and asked me to help that poor girl over there. Give her this and tell her I'm very sorry for her.
Thank you, madam, in the name of true Christian charity.
May I read the letter?
You may not.
Barbara, there's something behind all this. Why should he choose you?
I don't want her money. I don't want no charity from fine ladies and fine carriages. I remember you. You were the doxy that was
Hey,
dressed
you,
as a...
get out.
Hello, what's going on over there? Carol! Hey, Ted, Frank, quickly. Caroline, are you all right? I couldn't believe it. You!
Anyone would have been welcome at a time like this, but this is like magic.
I'm most grateful. You managed to avert a very unpleasant situation.
It was just lucky I happened to see Caroline at the window of the coach.
I can't think what you were doing there. However, it's all turned out for the best. You must come back with us to Marryat Cells. I want you to take over those building plans again.
That's very good of you, Sir Ralph.
Not at all. Now you're to be one of the family.
One of the family? Didn't you know? Caroline and Mr. Loxby are going to be married.
No, I didn't know.
You'll come too, Caroline.
You won't entice Caroline. She finds Marriott Cells rather dull.
I don't think I'll find it dull this time.
My lord, there's a person here who says he's...
Sir Ralph, the highwayman Jackson.
What about him?
A riot started around one of the coaches. And in the excitement, his friends managed to cut him down and get his body away before the doctor had time to examine it.
You mean he might not have been dead?
Well, it's just a chance.
Lucky Jerry Jackson, all right. Barbara,
Oh, it's you.
why are you looking so worried?
Nothing.
It's wonderful to be able to talk to you at last. Ever since we've been down here, I've scarcely dared look at you for all the watching eyes. What are you thinking?
I feel my life is slipping away like the water down there. Useless. Wasted.
I wish I could help you.
Oh, but you do. You do. Anything would be safe in your hands. A bird, a horse's mouth, or a woman's heart. If only I'd met you sooner, I'd never have married Ralph. You're the only person, except my mother, that I've ever really cared about. I love you.
And I love you. Oh, Barbara.
Nothing matters but you. Nothing. I want to be everything to you. I want to love you, to make you happy.
Darling. Soon I'll be returning to London.
Don't let's talk about the future. It's now that matters. We must be together just once. Tonight when everybody's...
Barbara, we couldn't.
Kit, please.
I want to talk to you, Loxby.
Yes, of course. But wouldn't it do in the morning?
What I have to say won't wait. It's about my wife.
Sir Ralph,
I don't blame you, Loxby. Barbara is a beautiful woman, and she's pursued you ever since you've been here.
That is untrue. Any pursuing, as you call it, has been by me.
You may believe that. I know her better.
Sir Ralph, I'm very weary. Couldn't we please discuss this in the morning?
In the morning, you'll be leaving Marryat Cells. Tonight, I want your promise that you'll never see Barbara again.
And if I don't give it?
Then I shall be obliged to defend my wife's honor.
I see.
You seem to have forgotten that you're engaged to Caroline.
I've seen her robbed once, and I'm damned if I'm going to let it happen again.
Johnny Brown was a highwayman who loved the ladies fair, took their jewels and rings and things, and anything else that was there.
Jackson. So you did escape. What do you want?
Well, what a question to ask an old friend just back from the grave. What do you think I want?
You think it was me who betrayed you, but it wasn't.
Come, that isn't worthy of you. You always had the courage of your iniquity.
What are you going to do?
What would you do to someone who'd sold you to the hangman? You don't know what it feels like to be strangled, do you? My lady, it's an experience we ought to share. You feel the rope crushing your windpipe, choking the life out of you. The whole world goes black with spots of vivid color flashing against the awful darkness. You feel as if your head's going to burst. You kick and struggle and squirm. It's quite an experience to have had and survived. You know, after my friends had cut me down, it took them 2 hours to bring me round. And I had a hell of a sore throat.
How did you find me?
Easy, once I'd seen you in your coach with the Skelton arms. I laughed when I learned that the lady of the manor was a certain Lady Barbara.
But the secret passage.
I searched the grounds. Once I'd found the entrance, I knew it'd lead to you.
And now that you've found me?
We're going to pick up our life together just where we left off.
What do you mean?
I meant to kill you at first. Then I began to remember those crisp, clear nights when we rode together. The thrill of the hours that followed when you put aside your trappings of the road and lay in my arms. Warm, yielding, lovely. I knew then that it wasn't vengeance that I wanted. It was you.
No! No!
Have I suddenly become so distasteful?
Things are different now. I'm in love, deeply, sincerely in love.
My caresses would be repulsive.
I told you I'm in love.
It'll be a new experience to take you against your will.
You wouldn't.
You underrate me.
I'll call for help.
Give yourself away? No, Barbara. You're as much in my power as if we were on a desert island.
No! No, please, please!
This must be what they mean when they say revenge is sweet.
Kit. Kit.
Oh, darling, what is it?
Take me away from here. Right away, please, darling.
Tell me, Barbara, what's happened?
I can't. Can't. But you must take me away, out of England, anywhere, now.
Dearest, how can I? My work is here. We'd have no money, no friends.
Kit, I love you. I'd face want, hardship, anything with you. I've got to get away from this life. I want a home. Children. All the things I never thought would matter.
It would be wonderful. But it's impossible.
Why?
Ralph's made me see how shamefully I'm behaving to him and to Caroline.
Caroline? Oh, you can't love that sentimental little fool.
Please, Barbara. I'm deeply fond of Caroline, and I have asked her to marry me.
Kit, this is our chance. If we throw it away, we'll be unhappy for the rest of our lives. You must take me away.
My dear, we mustn't let love blind us to our duty. I leave in the morning. Ralph's driving me and Caroline to London.
Darling, please.
My dear, it's no use. It'd be different if you weren't married. If there were no Ralph.
Yes, it would be different.
Good evening, my lady of iniquity.
What are you doing here? What do you want?
To renew our partnership of the road.
I told you last night I hate you.
But I'm thrilled by you.
Be warned, Jackson. Keep out of my way.
Tut, that's no way to talk to a partner. What's this job we're doing?
There'll be a coach along here in a few minutes.
Worthwhile?
To me?
After something special?
A man's life.
What's this? Some new devil's trick? I never did like killing, less than ever since I felt the stench of death in my nostrils.
Still got time to go.
What's this poor devil done to you?
He stands between me and everything I want.
Who is it?
My husband.
You cold-blooded fiend. I've ached to ride and rob with you again, but I've no stomach for your kind of evil. I've finished with you, Barbara.
Have you?
Aye, and if ever I want another partner, I'll choose a weasel or a viper. Something reasonably friendly.
Where are you going?
To warn your husband.
Captain Jackson. Now we've both had our revenge.
To our next merry meeting. In an hour.
What do you think that shot was?
Probably a poacher after rabbits. Nothing to be afraid of.
I'm not afraid of anything. Now. Won't Barbara be surprised to see us back?
No more surprised than I am to be bringing you back. If you hadn't given such a convincing performance of being in love with this young scoundrel, we could all have been saved a tiring journey.
But it's a lovely journey. Isn't it, Kit?
I must say I'd like a little more speed.
If you'd let the cat out of the bag before we reached London, we could have gone back in daylight.
Personally, I've got nothing against the moon. We're being very light-hearted. How do you think we can arrange things?
I don't know yet. There's no reason why 4 people should pass their lives in misery when they could all be so happy. I'll see to it that you get your Barbara, and I get my heart's desire. If it takes 50 acts of Parliament.
Halt! Out of the road.
I've been wanting to meet you.
This is your last chance.
Kit! Let's get on.
Well, I winged the fellow.
Where's the lecture?
I went to bed early, sir, with one of her headaches. She asked not to be disturbed.
I think this is an occasion on which we might disobey instructions, don't you?
No, let me go.
Very well. It's also an occasion for a drink.
Barbara? 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 Oh, William. William, I think her ladyship may be ill. Can you break down the door?
I'll try, Mrs. Skelton.
It's all right, William. I'll send for a doctor.
It's no use. I'm finished. It was Kit. I was going to give my life to him. Strange he should take it away.
Another?
As you say, sir, this is an occasion.
What shall be the toast?
Mine is to Barbara.
Barbara's had an accident. She's dying. She wants to see Kit.
Barbara.
Kit,
Darling, what happened?
it was an accident. An old pistol I kept for protection.
Have they sent for a doctor?
It's no use. We've so little time. Don't let's waste it.
My darling.
Kit, take me in your arms. Hold me close.
She's not only a highwayman, but a murderess.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid there's no doubt.
But what can have happened to her? She used to be so sweet and lovely.
Who can tell what strange things go on in the human mind?
Loving you has been the one good thing in my life.
Everything in your life has been good. I'd stake my soul on that.
Oh, go on believing it. Then it doesn't matter what the others think. No. No. I can't cheat you as I've cheated everyone else. I've got to tell you the truth.
Darling.
I'm wicked. All my life I've cheated to get what I wanted. And then my punishment's been I no longer wanted it.
You're delirious, my darling.
If we'd met sooner, I'd never have done these wicked things. I had to have excitement. That's why I took to the road. But I wouldn't have killed anybody who hadn't stood in my way.
Killed?
Ned. Hogarth. Jackson. And tonight, my husband. You saved him. You shot me instead.
You? The highwayman?
Don't look like that. It was for you. Don't leave me. Don't leave me alone. Kit! It's so dark. So cold. Take me in your arms. Hold me close. Kit! Kit, I'm frightened. I don't want to die alone. Don't let me die. Alone.
When she came, a dark shadow crept over our lives. But it's lifting. We shall ride again in the sunshine and sing and laugh and know happiness. And love.